Yes, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while. We haven't been posting too much over the past year, but then the car world has been a little different over the past year. So we thought that we'd take this opportunity to reinvent the channel, reinvent it around kind of a behind the scenes vlog style view that does talk a little more about my life, my businesses, and the life that ultimately does lead me to be able to own, afford, drive, experience a lot of the cars that I've had on the channel before. So my name's Ash, I'm 28 years old and I'm in business. I run a portfolio of multiple companies across publishing, hospitality, and now commerce and property as well. So what we thought that we'd do, and we've got Will behind the camera here as well, who's probably going to be a regular feature on a lot of these videos, is actually talk a little bit about some of the projects. And today is a good day to start because we're here in Richmond in my home where we can conveniently see a little shop out there in Swan Street, which is my newest purchase, my newest business, and we're starting a sandwich deli. The sandwich deli model, really excited by. We can talk a bit more about that throughout the day, but today we're almost ready to launch, but we're testing the menu, meeting the team, and it's the first time that this sandwich shop is going to be fully operational. So we'll bring you along and we'll talk maybe a little bit more about the reason why we're doing it and eat some Reubens as well. What do you think? My neighbours won't like me, sorry. Jump on in.
Let's just listen to that for a bit. I was going to ask questions.
No, just we'll just drive through narrow
we'll just
streets.
Drive through a little bit, yeah. What was it about hospitality that made you want to get into it? What was the thought process behind that?
Yeah, so there's two reasons really. The first is kind of a love of hospitality. Like on weekends or evenings, I love the food and the dining scene. The second reason is really cash flow and business. One of the, I wouldn't call it a problem per se, but one of the situations that you end up in once you've got a bit of a portfolio of businesses running, when you have capital, you want to put that capital to work. You don't want that sitting in the bank with inflation and everything. You don't want that devaluing. You want to be able to invest cash in a way that does generate a return. If you buy or start a business, say raw numbers, you invest 150, 200K into starting a shop like this. If you can draw a dividend of 150, 200K per annum, then you've got income. You've turned that money into income every single year. And once you have income, you can go to the bank, they'll look at your income, and then they will lend you 1.5 million on that. So it's a way to put capital to work and to leverage your position by having multiple streams of income on your investments. So that's the boring reason, but honestly, sandwiches is a big part of it.
Whoa! Oh!
Small wonder I drink petrol in this as well. So it comes with a pen as well, which is handy, in case you need to kind of write things while you're driving around. So this is the shop. About 6 months ago, it was called Sushi Plus, a little quiet, little dated and old sushi business, which had been trading here for years and years. And when we looked to start the sandwich deli, the first thing we looked for was the location. We knew the idea we wanted to execute on, but without the location, we couldn't really start. So we found this shop. It technically wasn't for sale, but we knew that prime area opposite Messina, which is kind of the cultural icon of ice cream in Melbourne, and opposite Coles on Swan Street, probably the busiest and best street in the city, but then I'm a little bit biased. And we walked in, we made them an offer to buy the shop and to buy their sushi business. And the whole reason of that is because we could then take the location, take all of their equipment and pieces of the kitchen that we needed, sell parts off if we had to, but then gut it, renovate, and build our own concept. And that big Hugo sandwiches, that just went up. And every time I'm walking past, it's like one thing you don't get in software when you kind of deploying code is that sense of realness, because it's all just software. But with hospitality, with a physical thing, this was on a screen a few months ago, and now it's on a big fuck off wall. I love it. Come on through. Everything is being vlogged. Everything is being recorded today. So they better be good. It's really a part product, part business model. We wanted to bring everything right up to the front so that we can open up the windows and we can serve right through the front of the counter. And that's partly for safety with, you know, being able to trade during lockdowns in case we have another snap lockdown here in Melbourne. We can still thrive with takeaway. But it's also to create a bit of a presence of traffic. Because if you're in a cafe and there's 4 or 5 people at the cafe, it looks quiet, all sitting inside. It's an empty cafe. But if you have 4 or 5 people waiting out the side of your shop with a sandwich deli, people are going to walk past and think, wow, that's busy, that's pumping. So we wanted to create a bit of a presence of people so that people would talk about the busyness, and that would be their invitation to go and try it. Everything that you see is brand new. And we've got hot and cold brew coffee on tap, which is a first for the area. It's rustic, it's red, it's old school, and we think it's going to be pumping. Yeah, man.
Lots of cheese. Oh, good.
You got the string pull. Oh, good. Ham cheese pesto?
This is
Oh, this is the salami one. Okay, so we're here with Jim. Jim's one of my business partners for the deli, and he's honestly the reason that we're doing this in the first place. How's it been working with me?
Yeah, it's been pretty fun so far,
Yeah?
man. Well, we haven't been hanging out that much yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know each other too well yet. But
Under pressure, we'll
We are getting
probably
there.
start to crumble. But Jim and I are also looking at a second location for
Yeah.
another restaurant, and we want to have a few Hugos around Melbourne and then interstate within the next year, because it's a good kind of simple model to execute. And you should know you're the hospitality guy.
I think I know 1 or 2 things about it.
Yeah.
So it's just about replicating the model, which I think is quite easy for us. I think having the business minds together, having your marketing brilliance as well, my hospitality background, we should be able to dominate the whole area.
Sounds so easy. This all came together pretty quickly because we caught up. Well, I kind of raided a meeting that you had for a coffee in the morning. Then we went out for lunch, and then we bought the shop in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's right.
So this whole thing happened within about 4 or 5 hours, really. And then it's been 4 or 5 months to get the whole concept live. And it's one thing I've learned from you is that it's to do things.
Yeah.
You're on the phone, you're making deals, you're doing things. I overthink some stuff sometimes.
Don't think. That's what I mean. I don't think. You
Yeah.
just do. Like literally, we were just having a coffee. I said, let's go get a shop. He was like, are you serious? We said, yeah. You know those people that walk down the street and say they came into your shop and you bought them? That's us.
That's him.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy who does it. So that's all we've got time for today. We're going to wrap up the video. I'm going to go inside and have a few more sandwiches. Luckily, I haven't had lunch, so I'm stuffing myself with some of our secret menu items. But it's been good to test the menu, particularly in our own kitchen with our own staff and with our friends, putting our team under pressure and scrutinizing the sandwiches. There's a bit to learn, but that's always the case, but that's the joy of being on a street like this. We've got high standards to meet, so we have to make brilliant sandwiches, brilliant coffee, and hopefully build a great reputation as one of Melbourne's forefront leading sandwich delis. So I'm going to leave you there. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.